All right, we are following some breaking news now. Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died. His manager told NBC Los Angeles.
We are following breaking news at this hour. Multiple outlets, including TMZ and Fox, are now reporting that Hulk Hogan, the larger-than-life wrestling icon who helped transform the WWE into a global brand, has died at the age of 71. Emergency medical crews were dispatched to his Clearwater, Florida home early this morning in response to what dispatchers described as a cardiac arrest. According to TMZ sources, there was a significant police and EMT presence at the scene. Hogan was reportedly carried out of the home on a stretcher and transported by ambulance. While no official cause of death has been confirmed by the family, emergency responders identified the case as cardiac-related. Just weeks ago, Hogan's wife, Sky Daily Hogan, denied rumors circulating online that her husband had slipped into a coma, calling such claims cruel and false. She insisted at the time that his heart was strong, and that he was merely recovering from complications related to a major neck surgery performed in May. Recent health struggles and public appearances. Hogan had battled health issues over the past few years, including multiple spinal surgeries, which had left him requiring assistance to walk. Despite this, the WWE legend made several high-profile appearances this year, including the Netflix Raw premiere in Los Angeles in January, and a surprise fan meet-and-greet at WrestleMania Fan Access. However, those close to the icon noted signs of physical decline. Hogan had reportedly canceled a scheduled appearance at Tampa Comic-Con earlier this month, citing post-surgical fatigue. Close friend and former wrestler Brian Knobbs of the Nasty Boys had visited Hogan just last week, later telling reporters, he was sore, but still cracking jokes. "That's the Terry I know." Wrestling's first mainstream superstar. Born Terry Eugene Bollea in Augusta, Georgia, and raised in Tampa, Hogan began his wrestling career in 1977 and quickly rose through regional promotions before signing with Vince McMahon's World Wrestling Federation, WWF, in 1983. By the mid-80s, Hogan wasn't just a wrestler, he was a cultural phenomenon. His magnetic stage presence, bulging muscles, bandanas, and ultra-patriotic persona captured the imagination of an entire generation. Known for his signature leg drop, dramatic promos, and explosive energy, Hogan headlined 8 of the first 9 WrestleManias, battling legends such as Andre the Giant, Randy Savage, and Ultimate Warrior. Hogan's character, complete with the slogans, "Train, Say Your Prayers, and Eat Your Vitamins," and "What Ya Gonna Do When Hulkamania Runs Wild on You?" helped turn pro wrestling into a family-friendly global spectacle. The Hollywood Turn, NWO and Reinvention. In 1996, Hogan stunned the world by turning heel, villain, and co-founding the New World Order, NWO, in WCW alongside Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. Shedding the red and yellow for black and white and adopting the moniker, Hollywood Hogan, he reinvented himself and catalyzed a second wrestling boom. The NWO angle changed everything, said ESPN analyst Mark Raymond, author of Say Hello to the Bad Guys, How Wrestling's New World Order Changed America. It was edgy. It was real. And Hogan was right at the center of it. He evolved just when the industry needed it most. This reinvention helped WCW briefly overtake WWE in ratings, and Hogan's name remained at the forefront of the business into the early 2000s. Pop culture juggernaut. Outside the ring, Hogan built a media empire. He appeared in over a dozen films, including Rocky III, No Holds Barred, and Suburban Commando, and starred in TV shows like Thunder in Paradise and the early reality hit Hogan Knows Best, which offered viewers a behind-the-scenes look at his family life. He endorsed video games, comic books, energy drinks, and most recently, his own brand of beer, Real American Beer, which launched earlier this year. Fox News acknowledged Hogan's passing with the headline, "Hulk Hogan, who soared to the heights of professional wrestling and more recently endorsed President Trump, is dead at 71. A complicated chapter, scandal and suspension." Despite his towering status, Hogan's later years were clouded by controversy. In 2015, leaked footage from a sex tape revealed Hogan making racist remarks, including use of the N-word, leading to his termination from WWE and removal from the Hall of Fame. Public backlash was swift. Major sponsors severed ties, and Hogan retreated from the public spotlight. However, in 2018, following apologies and outreach, WWE reinstated Hogan into the Hall of Fame, a move that divided fans but was framed by the company as part of a path toward redemption. Hulk Hogan, like many cultural icons, was not without flaws, said fight commentator Ken Bastia. But his impact on pro wrestling is foundational. He created the house so many others now live in. Political ties and divided legacy. In his later years, Hogan was vocal in his support of former President Donald Trump, attending rallies and posting endorsements on social media. His appearance at the 2024 Republican National Convention drew both cheers and criticism. As Mark Raymond noted, he was once the most beloved man in the building. But the world changed, and so did he. The final years of his public life were polarizing. Yet there's no denying the scale of what he built. An outpouring of tributes. The passing of Hulk Hogan has triggered a wave of emotional responses from across the wrestling universe and beyond. Legends, fans, and media personalities alike have paused to honor the life and legacy of the man who helped define what professional wrestling could become. The Rock. You taught us how to connect. How to command a room. How to walk through fire. R.I.P. to the man who made us believe in the impossible. Love you forever, brother. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, a man whose career followed a template Hogan helped create, expressed his grief and gratitude with deep emotion. The two once stood on opposite sides of the ring in a generational WrestleMania clash, but outside the scripted rivalries, Johnson has long credited Hogan for paving the way for future superstars to cross over into film, television, and global influence. John Cena. Without Hogan, there is no me. The original main eventer. The eternal standard. John Cena's tribute cut straight to the core of Hogan's influence. Cena, himself a 16-time world champion and crossover icon, represents a lineage directly inspired by the Hulkamania era. From his colorful outfits to his tireless connection with the crowd, Cena's acknowledgement reaffirmed Hogan's foundational place in WWE history. Barstool Sports. Rest in peace Hulk Hogan. An absolute legend. Media outlets, too, joined in mourning. Barstool Sports, known for its pulse on young, whatever the controversies, Hulk Hogan was a legend, not just in wrestling, but in pop culture. On social media, hashtags like #RIP Hulk Hogan, #Hulkamania Forever, and #ThanksHulk trended globally within hours. Fans shared stories of childhood memories, autographs, first matches, and Halloween costumes inspired by the Hulkster. Special tribute on SmackDown. In response to the overwhelming reaction, WWE has announced a special edition of SmackDown this Friday night dedicated entirely to Hulk Hogan. The 2-hour episode will feature archival footage of Hogan's most iconic matches and promos, live interviews with fellow Hall of Famers and current superstars, video tributes narrated by major WWE personalities, a 10-bell salute to begin the program. Executives within. As of this publication, Hogan's family has yet to issue an official statement. His wife, Sky Daily Hogan, has requested privacy while final arrangements are made. However, internal WWE sources and local Tampa officials are preparing for a public memorial that could take place as early as next week. The city of Tampa, where Hogan spent much of his life and career, has offered Raymond James Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for a celebration of life ceremony. The stadium has the capacity to hold over 65,000 fans, and officials are expecting a massive turnout, including fans traveling internationally to pay their respects. In addition, WWE is reportedly exploring the possibility of renaming part of the WWE Performance Center in Orlando in Hogan's honor. This would mark the first time the facility has ever been named after a performer and would serve as a permanent tribute to the man who helped make WWE a global force. The legacy that remains. Hulk Hogan leaves behind a legacy that transcends wrestling. He is widely regarded as the greatest ticket seller in professional wrestling history. His name headlined the highest-grossing pay-per-views of the 1980s and 90s, and his matches consistently drew millions of viewers and fans to arenas around the globe. Even in retirement, Hogan remained one of the most searched, quoted, and merchandised figures in the industry. His red and yellow ring attire, tearaway shirts, and 24-inch pythons are synonymous with the golden age of wrestling. Beyond metrics, though, Hogan's true legacy lies in how he inspired generations. He was Superman to a generation, said WWE superstar Chelsea Green. No one will ever replace him. He wasn't perfect, but he was ours. Indeed, his career was marked by extraordinary highs and painful lows, a reminder that even icons are human. But for millions of fans, Hulk Hogan wasn't just a performer. He was the spark that ignited their love for wrestling, the larger-than-life hero who made them believe in strength, in goodness, and in the power of spectacle. His final bell has rung, but Hulkamania, that electrifying spirit, will live forever in arenas, in video packages, and in the hearts of those who once stood and cheered, Hogan. 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 Final reflections, the end of an era. Today, fans around the world are mourning a man who defined not just a company, but an era of American identity, where good triumphed over evil, heroes were built like titans, and the line between myth and man was blurred in sweat and stardust. From sold-out arenas to reality TV, from Saturday morning cartoons to WrestleMania, Hulk Hogan left fingerprints on every surface of modern entertainment. And so, as his famous anthem says, "I am a real American / fight for the rights of every man. The rights, the wrongs, the roar of the crowd, the pyrotechnic glory," that was Hulk Hogan. There will never be another like him. Rest in power, Hulkster. 1953 to 2025. Hulkamania runs forever.